I've had some relationships that have fallen apart. I don't want to talk about them because it's sad. I wanted those relationships to work. Like it's like all I wanted was to make something work that didn't work. And it's a sad thing for me. And it's not a competitive thing. It's not a thing. I don't need to be right or wrong or like, I just want to like heal from like a traumatic, something that was very traumatic to me and really like disappointing, like something that I really like, I fought for and wasn't able to be understood. It's the thing that, that Doug Stanhope put in his special that Roseanne Barr said to him, which is so funny that Roseanne said it, but she said, how are we supposed to do comedy when nobody can agree on the truth? But I think that goes for a lot of things. Like, how are we supposed to like get along when nobody can agree on what the truth is? Hi guys, welcome to Anniewood episode 117. How cute. This was I didn't know this episode was going to go where it went, but we just talk about how in these times and personally in my own personal and professional life, how much I've been holding myself back from saying things. We just kind of discuss that. Yeah, just public perception.
Elephants in the room.
And we talk about the elephants in the room that people have been wanting to hear about in a way that I feel okay about. We have a Patreon. We do extended episodes that are unedited on Patreon. Check us the F out on there. Go to patreon.com/Annie Lederman. The moral of the story is I absolutely love doing stand-up. It's so fun. I love going on the road. I love meeting you guys. I love having like just connecting and sharing energy. And it's sorry to sound like Justin Baldoni here, but it is true. I just love it. It's just it's such a dream that I do this for a living and I'm doing it more. You can catch me next. I will be on February 14th and 15th, the old V-Day. I'm going to be in Norfolk, Nebraska. I've never been to Nebraska. I'm going to bring Todd with me and Randy. February 18th is the next Anniewood and Friends at the Store. We're doing the show after the later show this time because David Tell's going to be there. So we'll get him on in Anniewood too. I'm going to be in Anchorage, Alaska, March 14th, which is also going to be awesome. We love the guys that run that club. It's going to be really fun. March 18th, another Anniewood and Friends. March 27th, I'm doing Philadelphia. I'm coming home, you guys. I'm doing the Helium Comedy Club, which was one of my favorite clubs to do. Then I go to Toronto to do the Comedy Bar. Then I'm going to be in La Jolla. We're going to shoot that. And then April 25th, 26th, I'm going to be in Kansas City, Missouri. And then we're going to be in May, we're going to be in Florida again, in Naples and in Tampa. Enjoy the episode. It was a good one.
Welcome to Anniewood.
All right, whenever you're ready.
Oh my goodness, welcome to Anniewood. We've got my sweet lover, the love of my life, my sweet, handsome husband-to-be, who I just call my husband because it's easier than planning a wedding and going through with it.
Oh.
So why not just mess with the public perception? Sometimes I call my husband online just because it's easier than writing fiance. And my friends will like DM me and be like, oh my God, congrats. And, and I call my parent-in-laws. Because they're my parents. And I love them and I claim them and I want them.
Oh.
I love your parents. I love Todd's parents.
Oh.
They're so cute. I want to have both of our parents on the podcast, but I don't want to have them together. It's too many people. But
it's too many people and my parents got not much to say, if you know what I mean.
Your mother is the funniest person.
I don't want to put a camera on my mother.
Your mother, we posted this, but it did not get the traction it deserved. This should have gone viral. During the fires, this is what we got from Todd's mom. It's literally the best thing I've ever seen.
It was the heat of the fires.
We were fleeing to Vegas at that point. We were maybe only 2 slot machines in as our loved ones' homes were burning to the ground. We were burning it down. It's a meme emoji.
An update what's going on with the fire. It looks like it's in LA right now. I'm worried. Okay. I'm
scared.
Oh, she looks away. She's laughing. She's so funny. It was the first time doing a meme emoji. Is that what you call them?
A meme emoji?
Me emoji,
I don't know
memoji or whatever. It was her first time doing one, and she was like, my moment to shine, this new thing I've learned, is when I'm afraid my son and his wife are burning in a fire. I scare. I want to just put this in perspective. She came from Laos when she was 13, right? Or that's when she met, even
like
younger.
11.
Yeah, 11. And then
she
she
was
met your
11.
dad when she was 13, I think. But this woman has clung to this ESL, and I love it. Her ESL is my favorite. The typos, the things she writes, it's a constant joy for me in my life. I'm so grateful. Randy.
I'm going to kill this dog.
Randy.
Do
you want to die?
Go away.
Do you want to die? Do you want to die? And I promise
hand me that nasty pizza. Here, you want
Get
it?
your gross
Go get
pizza.
I hate him.
We got Michael Evans on the keys, so you'll know when he's scrolling through the wrong picture for 15 minutes.
Dude, there's nothing explainable about it's when it's not your computer. If I had maybe 20 minutes when I got here to just like dick around, I'd be smoother.
I don't believe that for one second. You've been here for over a year. You've never gotten it. And listen, I'm not saying I'd do better. This podcast is brought to you by Attention Deficit Disorder. And if we could get an Adderall sponsor, we'd be very happy.
Oh,
and I think we'd be very on brand.
Hers needs to come out with an Adderall medication.
Hers Adderall. Let's go, baby. Hers, because my brain is scattered. But I've had some ideas, some things that some come to Jesus moments where I was realizing it's time to get out of my own way. It's time to stop feeding myself with instant gratification all the time. And I just randomly came across, you know how your algorithm knows? It knows you, it knows you, it knows you. I was on YouTube, I was on the road, I was in Greensboro, which by the way, so fun. I want to thank all of the female cops that are in my fan base now. I don't know what happened. Every show, I had tons of female cops. They didn't even know each other. I was like, oh, more came. I thought maybe they had told each other they were coming. Very fun. That is a genre I didn't know I wanted, and I do. I want those people on my shows, and I want them now. But I had a great time in Greensboro, and I'm sitting on my computer. I'm in the hotel room, and my YouTube gives me something about dopamine detoxing, and I go, that sounds horrific. So just take the joy out of your life. But I kind of looked into it a little more, and I don't think a dopamine detox is what I want, where I take away all joy, because there's some people that do a dopamine detox where they'll go a week or 30 days or something, and they make no eye contact with people. They do no social media, no reading books, no nothing. They just do nothing. That to me is not a world I want to live in. And if I'm going to do that, I'm going to be like in an ashram doing it in India for my Eat, Pray, Love era. But I kind of came up with the idea of what I want to do is I want to do no social media. And maybe it's just during the day. Maybe at night I can mess around. I got to do a little bit for work. That's the problem. And YouTube, I'm basically what happened when my come to Jesus moment was more of a let's call it a come to Justin moment. I have been balls deep in this Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni trial, fight, argument, drama. I have been just consuming it till my eyes bleed. I'm so into it. I can explain it to the boys here in a second. And maybe you guys, if you're not on my algorithm, you're not getting bombarded with all this stuff, but it's absolutely insane and wild what's going on between Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds and Justin Baldoni. But it was taking up too much of my life. And I realized when I go on stage, I'm basically in fight or flight because my entire day I've f***ed around and wasted all my time. I haven't spent any time focusing on what I really want to do. And if I do, it's like a last ditch effort because I've been pushing it off all day. And this is what I love to do. I love performing. I love writing jokes. I love evolving. So I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I playing a slot machine game? Why am I watching, gossip channels on YouTube? Like what is going on? When does it end? And I'll say right now, it ends with us. It's a reference if you guys get it.
Oh my God.
Because I want to just get that instant gratification out of my mind. And today was really good. I went most of the day. I woke up. I didn't put on TV. I didn't put on YouTube. I went to yoga. I situated myself. I had 3 meetings really fast in a row. And so what I'm going to do, I'm calling it a dopamine diet. I'm not going to seek easy pleasure during the day. I'm going to seek that hard pleasure, that accomplishment pleasure. When you wake up and you write something that you like, or you wake up and you make a content that you want, or anything. I'm not gonna fuck off anymore. I'm gonna do this for 7 days and see what happens.
Starting
tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Now, is that included in this?
It does include vaping. So today I did wake up and hit the vape pretty quick while I was watching videos on how to do this detox.
Yes.
And so I thought, okay, today's ruined. But that's a move I do. You ruin it early in the day so then you can fuck off for the rest of the day.
I mean, yeah, in the perfect world, a way for me to be the most productive is, usually just waking up. And I was like this more when I was working on the Netflix show, where I would wake up and I would wake up like last minute. So I'd wake up, jump in the shower, make a cup of coffee, make some food, and then just get right to work. And it felt great, honestly. It feels great to just like work in the morning and work all through the day.
Mhm.
And then at night, you could reward yourself with the gifts and the pleasure and the dopamine. And that's what one of the guys we were listening to was saying, where he's like, there's like activities that you do, actions that you take that squeeze the dopamine out. But if you save it to the end of the day, when you have no more dopamine, it's actually good for you.
Right. And you're not going to have that like surge of it. It's going to be more enjoyable and even keel. Cause I'm just basically in fight or flight all day. I mean, I am just like in panic mode and just feeling like, I think a part of my identity has always been that I'm this like Philly fuck up, like I'm just like the juvenile delinquent kid, but it's like, that is not serving me anymore. I mean, that can be like a character, but you're not really supposed to live it.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do nothing all day. And I had my brain rot era, or my bed rot era, which was good. I don't shame myself for having my time off, but it's like, because this job is so wild, right? It's like, I mean, I'm just like at night having this crazy burst of dopamine and connection with people and stuff. It's like, I think to fuck around all day and then go there kind of depleted, it's just a weird thing that I've been doing. And I think it's I always say that comedy is it's an ocean job. I got this job because there's going to be highs and lows, because I'm attracted to that sort of life. Because if I get a land job, like a 9 to 5, I'm going to be miserable. I'm going to be unhappy. I'm going to be bored. But what I'm trying to learn is because I'm so blessed to have this job where I have so much time during the day when I'm not podcasting, when I do have those time off, like I do have all this extra time and I can create stuff and I have a creative mind. I have like a million things I want to make all the time and I don't make them. And then that gives me low self-esteem and that I'm irritable and
and the cycle continues.
And the cycle continues. And I just want to, I want to share my gifts with the world. I want to make all the stuff that I want to make and do all that stuff. So what my plan is that in those moments where I'm going to my phone to look at Instagram, to look at YouTube, to look at
slot
machine game, all that stuff, or I do another thing I do is I'll go on errands. My dad has this affliction. Or when you have something to do, you go on errands because you can convince yourself that errands are helpful. These are things I need, but you don't really need them before you do your work. You can get them after. It's like Target will be open. You can get deodorant later. You still have some left. But like convincing myself of like, it's almost like my ego. I have this amazing thing and I get this like dopamine hit when I get the idea. I go, oh, this is going to be so good. And then I'll do something like I'll just tell someone it. And then I get the rush of telling someone. And then I just completely
don't do it.
And then, but it weighs on me. So instead of when I have those feelings of wanting to go to something, I've given myself a list of things I'm allowed to do that are distractions that are actually feeding me and helping me. And my list is, that I can clean, I can go for a walk, I can exercise, I can draw, read, write, meditate, do breath work, or journal. And those are all really like, not bad. They all help my life. And I've been kind of waking up and cleaning and just going to that instead. And it's been helping me. And then just pushing through that feeling and just getting my work done. I'm excited. But I can't vape. And I kind of want to get off coffee too.
Oh.
Because coffee's
dopamine
trash. Well, it's dopamine, but that's not the reason I want to. I mean, obviously that's why it came up, but I got off of coffee years ago and it made me so even. I just knew when I needed more sleep. I knew when I was tired. I knew when I was awake. I knew when I had natural energy. And the coffee was it never feels right. It's like a jolt and then I'm down, a jolt and then I'm down. And then I like to go, tell them, you talk about my
What?
coffee cup. Tell them
Her
about what
coffee
happens with my
cups.
coffees.
She has 30 coffee cups. She's Annie 2 drinks is what I
No,
call
but
her. I go, hey, it's Annie fucking 2 drinks. She's got 2 cups of coffees and a glass of water with her at all times.
I do. That's an ADD thing. I follow some of these ADD memes, and it's so funny when you're like, "Oh my god, they got me." They're just like, it's like there's this one guy. I don't know what the channel is, but it's this one guy and his wife, and it's always like skits about having an ADD wife, and she just has all these cups all the time. I'm not comfortable unless I'm spilling over with stuff. My system's base is full panic, things falling. I love being late for the flights. Josh Potter came with me to Greensboro and we had different flights. And mine was at 5 in the morning. And he was like, just get your Uber for 3:30. And I was like, yeah, but it's a tiny airport and it takes 5 minutes to get there. So then I'm just gonna be sitting in this shitty, tiny, closed airport and then not in my beautiful hotel room with my girl Sunshine that worked at the front desk, who I really fell in love with. We did leave her some presents. Um, but I realized like I'm so used to like getting a jolt of energy from running to the gate. Like I like to run to my gate like my lover is going to marry someone else. Like back in the day when you could go in, like I'm like Rachel on Friends trying to go get Ross before he flies off. I like to run. I like that thing. But I'm realizing it's taking a toll on me and I'm just exhausted all the time. And I don't think I'm getting like the best out of my brain power, my creativity. So, but I was going to say, you tell them how long it takes me to drink a coffee.
Few days.
I do have, sometimes they carry over. I have carryover coffee sometimes.
It's got lipstick and smudges all over it.
I hold on to my cup all day. And I was thinking about the other, I'm like, I think I need to admit at some point, I don't fucking like coffee. If I liked this, I would be drinking it, but I'm holding it. I do want to say that the wildest thing that has come from my investigation into Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively is that I have completely fallen in love with Candace Owens. She is my queen. She is my queen. I love her. Here's the thing with red pill bitches, okay? This is the thing that why she's so good at this is because she basically is like, your feelings, I'm gonna just roast you. And I don't really do that with people. Like I like to roast my friends and some people I know. It's hard to roast. Like, I mean, she just says the meanest shit. It's so funny. She don't give a shit. And I'll just be like, this woman is speaking facts. She's the truth. And then she'll do an ad for like a pill that reverses the morning after pill. And I'm like, okay. But look, I'm an open person. I can like 99% of things about you and one thing is not aligned with me. I'll still like you. And I can, even if I like 1% out of 100 of the things that you do, I'll still like that 1%. I'm not going to like cast people aside because of anything unless they like children or something.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? Todd, how have you felt seeing me turn into a Candace girly?
I think it's so cute. It's so cute that you're finally taking that red pill and you're taking it good and you're becoming what I always knew you were going to be.
It is an interesting thing this time because there are a lot of grifters, okay? There's people that are just pretending to be Republican to get attention. I support them. Do your thing. But also, it's so weird what's shifting culturally and so many things are uncertain and there's so many avenues to get information. I feel like if you're not questioning like what you believed 4 years ago or 8 years ago or when you were growing up what your parents thought you'd believe, I don't understand. I can't imagine still believing everything I believed when I was a kid now. So it's like, I don't know. It's just I've never navigated this territory. I've always ignored politics and now it's just so.
And now you're
What?
a
libertarian.
Libertarian. Maybe? She loves the
I
library,
love the library, guys. I got off coffee and slot machines, and now I go to the library, and not just to take a shit.
Serious question: What actually is the rub with Candace? Like, why is that an edgy thing to say anymore? Like, I know that I'm not supposed to go on my Instagram and go, I love and support. Like, what is it that my liberal community would be upset about that? I don't actually know what she did.
Well, she says some wild things too.
Well, if we're talking about recently, there was like this school. It was like this little black kid, and one of the reasons why he said he the schools because he too also got into Candace Owens recently, and she made
watch out, guys. Don't mess with me.
She made him hate being black, is what he said.
Okay,
she was specifically cited in a.
Can I just say something?
Oh no!
So, I mean, that's one of the reasons why people don't like it.
To a degree, I guess we have to be slightly responsible for our platforms or whatever. But it's also like that kid was off. It's not like you watched an episode of her saying something and then you just got a great idea. It's like you had to have been off to see that.
The
it's
guy
like
shot
the video
John
game
Lennon.
argument.
Yeah, and the guy shot John Lennon because he read Catcher in the Rye or some shit.
Yeah, it's like
who cares?
I don't want to completely say you can say whatever you want and you should be. I mean, I guess you can. I don't know. I guess you can say it. Todd, say it. We know what the word you're looking for.
All right, you want me to say it?
No.
I'll say it right here.
Todd.
I'll say it right now. Listen, we're trying to make a lot of money, guys. Sometimes you gotta say the words you don't want to say, or you do want to say.
Candace is my queen. The words you don't want to say. No,
she calls her Candy now.
I like Candy, and I think Candy and I would get along really well. I think she would probably be not respect one aspect of me.
Not respect?
Yeah, I think she would be disappointed in the fact I self-censor a lot. I feel like I don't. I worry a lot. That's another thing I'm leaving behind. I just worry so much about what people are going to think, and I don't want to hurt people's feelings and whatever. And it's like, I used to be just kind of go for the joke as fast as you can. And then I kind of feel like I got in trouble. I know trouble is just in your head. It's not real, but I feel like I hesitate more now.
Yeah, no,
and it's on both sides. On both sides, it's not just I feel pressure. I don't want to sound to this or that. But the truth is, I also realized recently, because I'm doing this people pleasing shit that I've just been doing my whole life and being wanting to fit in and stuff. And I don't think I am someone that fits in. I'm always kind of thought differently and stuff. And now I'm trying to force myself to fit in with people or or society. I don't know who I'm trying to fit in with, but I realize I am never listening to myself. I'm never just quietly going, what do I think? What are my opinions? And that's another reason why I think I don't make strong stances on things too much, because I haven't even decided what I think. And if I do believe it, I can have conviction and say that may be funny and stuff, but it's just, I don't know. It's just something I'm working on. But I think,
No, I know what you mean. I feel like
I work with people. I don't want to just say crazy things, and I don't want to
it sucks.
That's I kind of don't want to talk about people that aren't here. I really I feel like I've done that in the past. I've said things, even though, I omitted names and stuff, and it still turned into something. And it's and it turned into a crazy thing. And that felt bad. That didn't feel good. It was a little funny, and it gave people fun things to dunk on and stuff. And I guess I'm happy I gave people entertainment, but it's also just it's not, I would rather, one of the things I love about going on the road is I went to Greensboro. I get to learn what people in Greensboro believe and think. It's so cool. I would rather have open discussions with people about things than this is my side and this is their side. That's why, and I'm obsessed with this Blake Lively and Justin Baldini thing, but it's what's so wild about that is that somewhere along the line, someone told him to start recording stuff. So they just have so many receipts of things. And I'm not going to go around with spyware and talk to people and try to get things. I don't want to do, this is what these people are saying happened. This is what I'm saying happened. That just doesn't feel evolved to me. But sometimes you have to. I mean, sometimes you have to.
Yeah, and that's what sucks is because when you did say that thing, unfortunately that was you get like rewarded by the audience for stuff like that. Like that was the most like that was like the most you were selling tickets at like that moment of being in that like complete hellhole, because people, that's just what they want. People want to hear like, you
They
know,
want a drama. I
gossipy
mean,
stuff.
I'm watching the gossip shit all day. Like
I
I
know.
understand that. I have that. I don't think it's bad that people want that. It's just I want to make people happy and laugh and feel good. And it's like, I don't want to have weird green rooms or like
I know.
awkward, or people have to ask me questions about things that happen. And I don't want to answer because I don't want to like sound like I'm talking, like saying something bad about someone or whatever, you know?
I know, it's wild. It's a weird world we live in right now where it's just a lot of like, and I feel like this is relatable because it's like, how many people have felt like self-censored?
And I have this feeling of being in trouble all the time. And it's no one's saying to me flat out, you're in trouble. You know, I have had some consequences, but I've never been told those are what you know what I mean? Like, I don't even have, it's all my perception of things, right? And I don't want to live in this world like I'm a victim and I can't say, and I can't say these. Like, I want to be a badass bitch that says what I think and I feel, but I haven't even given myself the space to figure out what I think and I feel. You know, I've been just kind of in drama for the past 3 years, basically.
I
I've
know.
just been in a stressful situation and just doing my best to kind of like accept my responsibility in things and the things I did wrong and learn from them and evolve. But I haven't even let myself have the evolution part of it because I'm like,
Well, you can't even talk about your own experiences. That's what's annoying. You
yeah,
can't even talk about like why you're feeling a certain way, because just saying that is like a way of like shit talking someone
right,
now. Just talking about how you feel and how what someone did to you
right,
affected you, that is like a way of shit talking,
right.
because people could take it the wrong way, and then now you're in a drama about that. So it's just like you're not even allowed to express that you even
But the
feel
thing
a
is,
certain
I
way.
am allowed, right? Like I am allowed, but it's gonna be weird in green rooms. And not that, I mean, not that I'm not saying I have some dirt that I could reveal about, but I'm just saying because I'm in this community, and it is weird when you see other people talking about you publicly and you're like, like I've had people say things about me on podcasts that are 100% not true. Like 100% not true. And you're just like, I never really care because I'm like, whatever, who knows why they said
Yeah.
that. It's fine, but I just kind of take note of it. And I've said things on podcasts that have gone fucking crazy viral that I didn't even mean to say, or I thought the camera was off or something. You know, it's like, I mean, I'm so guilty of it. And you kind of reap what you sow, right? So it's like, whatever. But I think I have because of what happened to me in high school, I think I have a view of the world that still fits into that experience. And I think I keep recreating it energetically because it's something I need to work through and get over. But you know, obviously I've told this story a million times, but I was SA'd by my art teacher in high school. And I, you know, went to the police and I went to court and all that stuff. And I was just treated like fucking shit by everyone afterwards. It was like this thing where I was like, so sure I was doing the right thing. And then I was just like bombarded with like negative social consequences for doing this thing that was, you know, something that I felt was kind of my duty to do and to stop the behaviors from happening. So it's like, I think I just keep kind of like reliving that in different scenarios where I'm like just kind of doing my best to do the right thing and even listening to people and when they tell me what they want me to do and doing it and then I still get shit and it's like I can't go, wow, I'm a victim and this is always happening to me. All I can do is like, wow, I have a perception of the world where I believe this so, and so it is. So I don't know. That's what I've been kind of trying to work on. And that's why I want to get off of social media because I think I had this thought the other day about how men are always writing in the comments of female comedians' clips and their YouTubes about how all they talk about is sex. When in reality, 90% of comedians talk about sex a lot of the time. And the reason is because we are all in our own algorithm. I am seeing things that you will never see in my algorithm. Todd is seeing very women breastfeeding on very large boobs.
I'm
that you will
seeing
never
things
see.
you won't even see in your own goddamn nightmares. I'll tell you that.
No, Todd, but it's like, it is. It's like so we're all in our own bubble and there's no common information. Sex is one of the things that we all have in common. So it makes sense. But what I was thinking is if I can get rid of social media and like consuming so much, I can like calm down enough to start thinking about more universal things. Like get back to like, what do we have in common? What jokes can I write about? You know, watch I just do like airplane jokes, you know, and I just become such a hack. But I mean, it's like, you know, I'm just always trying to, I don't want to have to do like a long explanation of what I'm talking about and then do a joke, you know? It's just kind of, I want to get back to like what the human experiences and stuff like that. So. Oh boy, do I love peptides. I always take peptides. I used to inject peptides. I've gone and gotten peptide treatments. Peptides are the future. I don't know what they are, but they're great. They're amazing. And now they're peptides in my skincare. And it's helping me look so young. But you got to watch out. Just because something says peptide on the label doesn't mean it was actually going to do anything. Some peptides just sit on your skin. They're not even peppy. They just sit on your skin. They don't absorb. But with OneSkin OS peptide, it's different because it goes deeper into the layers of your skin to produce serious results. I feel very good with how I look. I have gotten no Botox. I have gotten no lasers. I have gotten no filler or anything. And I think I look great. And I credit to OneSkin. OneSkin's awesome. I love using their products. It makes me feel so cute. And the OS1 peptide improves skin's aging biomarkers while also reducing the visible signs of aging like lines, wrinkles, and sagging. I don't want to sag. That's the worry here. I have a big head and I can feel it coming down. So it's all about keeping it from sagging. It's founded and led by an all-women team of skin longevity scientists. OneSkin is redefining the aging process with their proprietary OS1 peptide, the first ingredient proven to help skin look, feel, and behave like its younger self. Get 15% off with the code Annie at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code Annie. They'll ask you where you heard about them, support the show, and tell them that we sent you. Valentine's Day, there's a lot of pressure. Okay, there's a lot of pressure on a woman. Guys got to get the roses, they got to get the chocolate, but girls got to give something else up. And sometimes February 14th isn't the best day of the year. It's not, maybe my jaw is sore. I was grinding all night. It could be, I don't know, I'm busy. For me, I'm going to be on the road. I don't know if Todd's coming with me or not. I can't give him the gift of a beach, which he's expecting. If he's going to get me lacy underwear, he's going to want me to get him my uvula on the tip of his ding. But I'm not always available for that. And sometimes I just don't want to do it. But with our beautiful sponsor, our favorite sponsor, our most amazing sponsor, AutoBlow, I can give him the gift my mouth can't. I'm talking too much. I don't always have time to stop speaking long enough to get to sucking. And that's why I love AutoBlow. It's the world's best-selling bead machine for a reason. With over 500,000 sold, it does the thing that other toys just can't do for men. The AutoBlow Ultra syncs with a free video library that has over 700 videos so you can actually feel what you're seeing on screen. This is incredible. You can even sync up this device with VR videos. Basically, whatever type of bead you're looking for, the AutoBlow can deliver. Head to autoblow.com and use the code Annie15 to get 15% off your purchase. That's autoblow.com, code Annie15, 15% off. I've been thinking a lot. I don't know if I want to even talk about this because I just don't even want to like, I want to just be an adult and be an evolved person in this world where we're in front of everyone and it is dramatic and it is fun. And I want people to make videos about things and I want people to like make fun of comedians. I think it's hilarious. It's like, there's a whole economy built around making fun of, there's people getting way bigger views on this, talking about what I do. It's like, not me specifically, but what my job is. And it's like, it's funny. It's hilarious. Like, I want to go with how culture is going. I want to like move forward with things and not resist things and be like, back in my day, people didn't used to talk shit on comics. But I also don't want to live in negativity and have my whole, that's not what I came in this to do. I
But to
am very
them-
good at roasting. Here's the thing. When I started comedy, the thing I loved about it, I used to tour with Jim Norton. I would do Opie and Anthony, and in its height, not in its height, Patrice had passed, but it was like at its last like hurrah of when it was so fun. I was on there with like Jeffrey Tambor once. Like, I mean, I just had a blast. I remember Norton being like, I love Annie Lederman because she's so mean and funny. And it's like, we're just so mean to each other. And it wasn't like my heart is being mean to you. It was like, we are comics and we're roasting each other. We're saying the funniest thing we can say about each other. And we're like eviscerating each other. And the only way you could fail in one of those conversations or one of those hangs is by having your feelings hurt. And then if you had your feelings hurt, we would roast you for that because that's the best part of comedy for me is that you can make fun of up shit and you can take these dark things, you can make it funny and we can all be laughing about it together, like instead of holding on to things, being a victim of them, being sad about them and stuff like that. So I think that's what I miss, and then the culture's changed and I'm like, I was put on this earth to make fun of like there's certain things that some of my friends do that are, and these are some of my friends who are like not open to the roasting. Like there's a lot of people that can take it, but there's certain people that their egos, and it's just who they are. It's not even bad, they just don't want you to say anything, even in joke form, negative about them. But those are the people I'm so good at making fun of. Do you know what I mean? Like I have like, I just am like, oh, I hate biting my tongue. That's not who I am. I'm someone that just, since I was a kid, I've been a bullshit caller. I remember my mom's chiropractor getting so upset with me because he was doing this thing where I now believe in like energy shit now, but I remember he was like, it was like I was holding a thing that said cheese in it. And then he would like push and if my arm fell down, it meant I was allergic to cheese or something. But I'm like, you're just pushing harder. And I remember I said to him, I was like 11. I went, are you charging by the hour? And my mom was like, Annie. But I always have been someone that just calls stuff out. So now that I'm in this culture where I want to get along with my friends and my colleagues, and I don't want to I in no way am sitting here being like, I want to be outing people for whatever's going on in their families and their marriages, okay? I just happen to get myself into some drama like that. And that's not what I want, but I want to be able to make fun of people and like poke at what the truth is. And I want them to do it back to me. And I think I've said this before. I don't know if I've said it on here, but one of my favorite moments on Trash Tuesday was me. Mark Norman was the guest, and I think Kalila was there too, but she wasn't a part of this conversation. But Esther said Mark had just made a special that was about Chicago, or was in Chicago. So it was called something like Just Off the L or something, which I guess is the train in Chicago. And Esther's from Chicago, so Esther goes, I want to thank you, Mark, because for putting the L on Netflix. And I was like, oh, you've put some L's on TV. And then she goes back to me, she goes, well, you haven't put anything on TV. And then Mark Norman goes, she's put some LBs on TV. And it was just so funny because I had just gained so much weight. It was like, all I wanted was someone to make fun of me for that. Like, it was so funny. It was just, to me, it's like such a love language of like a balance between three people fucking getting each other. It's like, that's what I want. That's like my favorite thing. But obviously I'm not trying to like hurt people's feelings or ever when I'm doing it, but it's like, it's something I haven't had in a while. And maybe it's because I moved to LA and people in LA are more actors and more image conscious, and in New York, but New York became pussies too, a lot of the time. It's just not my energy is like, just say the thing and say the thing to me. And if it does get serious, let's have that serious conversation. Other people are more reserved than me. Other people aren't like that. So I can see where there's like clashing with that. But I just feel for myself, I feel like I haven't been free.
I know. I feel like you haven't been free as well. I feel like even kind of every time we come on the podcast, there's always like this big elephant in the room that we have to ignore because we just can't talk about it. And there's actually two big elephants in the room that we just have to ignore because we can't talk about it, because we just don't want to just bring up shit. We don't want to start shit.
I want to move forward, right? But there are these things that are like these stains on me. And I'm not saying they're anyone's fault but my own, I'm responsible for my life, but it's like, and you don't want to like feed the thing that sucks, And you don't want to, and I don't want to speak about people who aren't here. I don't want to like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You would
I
want to
don't
do it
want
in
to,
person.
and
You'd want
even
to
if
do
they
it.
say things about me, it's like, I don't even want to respond because that's not what I'm about anymore. I want to like tease each other and have fun. I don't want to like harbor resentment or anger or like so and so did this or they treated me like this or I don't, that doesn't feel aligned with who I am or what I want. I want to tease in a fun way that's like moves things forward.
We came out of the age of actual censorship, of actually saying, people being like, you can't say that, you can't say that. And now this like red pill age where like most of the country is like these red pilled Republican people. Now we're in the age of self censorship. You know what I mean?
I can only go off my own feelings because I'm the only one that's felt.
But you can't even tell your feelings. You can't even say how you feel about something now without, it being picked apart and being like, oh, well, she feels like this because of this.
Well, the thing is, when I say nothing, it leaves people to kind of figure out their.
Exactly. They come up with their own
I
stuff.
honestly just don't want to speak poorly about people. I really don't. I don't like. I've had some relationships that have fallen apart. I don't want to talk about them because it's sad. I wanted those relationships to work. Like it's like all I wanted was to make something work that didn't work. And it's a sad thing for me. And it's not a competitive thing. It's not a thing. I don't need to be right or wrong or like, I just want to like heal from like something that was very traumatic to me and really like disappointing, like something that I really like, I fought for and wasn't able to be understood and heard through.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like you can't even express how you feel without it being talking poorly about someone. You know what I mean? Like if you came out and expressed how you feel about all these things, it would be taken as you're talking poorly on someone. And that would be taken as shit talking.
Well, everyone's going to be defensive, right? When you hear someone's talking about you on something, you're going to get defensive. And then you're going to go, well, that's not because everyone has different experiences of the same events because you're coming with a completely different thing. So it's like everyone has a different truth in these things. It's like it's the thing that Doug Stanhope put in his special that Roseanne Barr said to him, which is so funny that Roseanne said it, but she said, how are we supposed to do comedy when nobody can agree on the truth? But I think that goes for a lot of things. Like, how are we supposed to like get along when nobody can agree on what the truth is? Like, it's not like, that's why with the Blake Lively stuff and the Justin Baldoni stuff, it's the fact that they have all this evidence is so incredible because you so rarely have receipts like that. Yeah. And then it's like, I don't want to get into a fucking thing
where you're pulling out receipts,
where I'm pulling out DMs and stuff. Like, I don't want that. And not because I'm like, look, I'm pretty open. Like I've made like a lot of mistakes. I've grown so much in the past 4 years, I have grown a lot. I've learned so much. Like who I was at the beginning of the pandemic and who I am now are completely different people. And I'm excited to get even, better. And I will always like own up to when I fuck up. I used to get so angry all the time. I really don't get angry anymore. I just was I was on edge. I was really felt unheard and like just really not like I had no creative control over things and stuff like that.
And you were treated poorly in a bunch of different ways, but it sucks.
For interpretation, I guess. Felt like that to me.
I mean, like, just because you have a personality type that does a good job I'll do this too, where like anything in this room could happen between you guys or the dog or whatever, and I could find a way to sit here and figure out how it was actually because of me.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know that it's easy to identify the dynamic of like what happened when you were young, and then like somehow I'll find a way to create that situation in my life. And it's like, I mean, like to give yourself it's like to find a way for ownership. Listen, like the monarch, the way that things are, the kingship is like not perfect, right? Just because somebody's in power or like a team is in charge or everybody's under these secret social NDAs, it's like, it doesn't mean it's good or they're doing the right job. Nobody would argue you've done this in a very strange climate. Your entire career spanned over these different shifts in power. It's a weird time to talk publicly all the time. What I'm trying to do is go like, what if you've actually done about as good a job as could be who's been through and through more true to themselves at every turn enough to where you had to be like when you go I haven't given myself space to think what I think or feel what I feel. It's like, yeah, somebody had to give it to you for you. And guess what you did? You stayed in that space and you just kept carving your own way. You just kept moving tickets. You still
I
show
know
up
it's
and make
been
people
fucking
laugh.
hard though. Like I don't want to cry because I'm not like a big, but it's been like I just like
Yeah,
and who's done it better?
it's just been like so. Thank you for saying that, but it's like it's just been like I like to express myself. I like to tell like stories of things that went on in my life from my perspective, and I don't include names because it's not about the other person. I don't cast blame on other people. It's my experience, right? Like this is I'm seeing this world through my eyes. So I don't want to say people's names because then that becomes it's like it's not about them. I'm not here to like make other people wrong or like be a victim of people. It's like I'm just trying to navigate like who I am. Like I'm just a little autistic. I just kind of say things and I like that about myself. And even like when I first started dating Todd, he kind of helped me like rein in talking to strangers and stuff. But I'm like rejecting that. And I've been talking to a lot of strangers more. I like it. I like talking to people online.
And you know who else likes it is like millions of people.
Yeah.
And that's why your train moves no matter what you're in or out of, no matter who's put you on the outside or what. It's like,
but it's just, I mean, God damn. I've had a hard time and my job as like a human and the person I want to be is to, in all these situations, how can I better myself? I can't change the circumstances, right? I can't change other people or the way they feel about me or the way they view me, but what can I do to like get better? That's why I think I was doing so much ayahuasca and so much stuff like that. Cause I was like, what am I doing? What am I missing? What am I not seeing and stuff? And sometimes you just don't match people. Sometimes what looks good on camera, like different opinions and stuff on camera is like good and off camera it's not good. And I just had to at some point go, these people don't like me. They don't hear me. They don't understand me. They don't see my heart. They don't see that everything I ever am doing is like to help all of us. And I can't like exist like that anymore. I'm getting sick. I'm getting headaches. I'm getting like, it's just too stressful. I'm too exhausted. And so I just like had to step away from some things and I just had to be like, look, it sucks. You want people to like you. You want to get along with people. I had a whole vision of what I thought things were going to be like. And I had to just like give that up. I had to give up money. I had to give up like financial stability. But I'll tell you, when I did make those choices, the people who love me were very proud of me. They knew that what the situation I was going through was, and my parents sent me flowers and were calling me Korea. It was like so sweet. It's just I just want to do me and I want to be myself and I want to find out who I am more and I want to like share that with people but I want to be understanding of other people's points of view. And it's not like, people get their information from something that they misinterpret or something, something you do. And then it's like, all right, I don't know what that is. And if I do know what that is, maybe I can be more conscious of it next time. And I will say like in my next partnerships and the next things I do, it will be a lot different. It's fine. Everything's fine. I like hate being like, I feel like I'm being a baby, even being like, it was hard, but it's just.
Well, it sucks, when you work at a place that when you walk in, everyone just stops talking and looks around and like, oh. And then when you leave that situation, now you're looked at as like the bad guy and you can't say anything and you can't express yourself.
I can
and
say stuff, but I don't want to because that's not even what I feel. It's like, it's just, I had to go. I had to get out of there. I wasn't feeling good. I was feeling sick, like I was drained. I was feeling sick and there was nothing I could do. And it sucks. I couldn't fit in. I got like labeled something and then that was it. I mean, I was even told someone once yelled at me and said that I had borderline personality disorder and they'll never trust or believe anything I said, which is something I 100% don't have and have been to psychiatrists and I just don't have that. So, so when you just know people don't like you and have just decided you're something and they just cast aside it's like, how do you work inside that environment? As much as you love so many things about those people, if they don't like you, I don't want to work in a place with people that don't like me. It doesn't feel fun.
Yeah.
You know, and then the other ends of the people working with you, it's like everything. I'm asking for a clip. I can't get a clip. It's just like things that are like, to me, it's just like I'm living in a different reality than everyone else. And in their reality, every time I talk, fire is coming out of my mouth and is horrible. And I'm trying to burn everything down. You know, it's like when I'm looking at it like, isn't this like amazing thing we're creating? We can make it better and we can do this stuff. And like, what if we had a clip about this? Like so excited to be like, what if we got a clip about this? And then being told, how dare I ask that? It's like, what? I'm like all excited, or I'm like, hey guys, let's do this thing. I have this idea. And they're like, no, what? And I'm like, oh, okay.
Or I got this person and they go,
oh,
no.
I got these amazing guests. And then they're canceled behind my back. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, I just like used my social friendships and I got these cool guests and I thought this was going to be awesome. And it's like, but when people, and I'm sure I've been guilty about this too with people where once you see someone as a villain, you just see them through that lens over and over again. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know how to break out of that with people. And I tried, but,
Yeah.
and
And she doesn't want to be a villain because she's such a sweet girl. She doesn't want to.
did you see that comment we got last on the Felipe one? It was
What?
cute.
Oh, look at this guy. She's evolving. She's reading good comments, not bad comments.
Well, first I'll read this one. I hope my future wife looks exactly like Annie, but zero of her personality.
Yeah, never mind. She read that one first.
That's funny. That's funny. It's funny. No, I think the more confident I get, the less these things bother me because I don't feel, the more secure I am, the more, what do I say, whatever you want, I don't care. I'm always surprised by how sweet Annie is. She got that old guy a pastry and tried to learn how to offer it to him in Spanish. Cleaned that other guy's apartment, cutie pie. I'm like, that's my secret. I'm sweet. But I just want to make people happy. I just want it to be good, you know? And it's just hard. It's like, I was raised by a man who is one of the funniest, meanest, like my dad, like my most loving memories of my dad are him just like being so funny and mean to me. It's like my favorite thing. It's like, God damn, it's like, you just have to find your people, your tribe. Like Norman, like in that moment, it was just like pop, pop. I'm like, oh, I've been like dying for this.
She was raised by a man who roasts the best, and she was raised by a woman that was hardly impressed.
And it's true.
And
but she's starting to get impressed. My mom's getting so sweet.
But
so
you
cute.
carry that shit real deep in your chest. I'll tell you that.
It's like I'm crying because I like can't laugh and we can't make fun of each other anymore.
I know it's a weird time.
And it's my fault because I could just say whatever I want, but it's like all of the people that are in my life, I like a little, at least. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even with like the stuff I'm alluding to or whatever, it's like, I loved those people. I wanted them to love me back. Like it sucked.
I know. And even while we're talking about it now, though, it's still like we have to allude to it.
Because I'm choosing to, because I don't want to say it. Like, it's like, and people probably know what I'm talking about, but it's like, I still am texting these people. I had to stop texting them because I was like, they don't text me. They don't want to be my friend. It's fine. It's okay if people don't like me. That's okay. It's just like, I get like so sad. I just want, you know.
I know. At the end of the day,
it just sucks. I'm always trying to do the right thing. It's like, and it doesn't always land, and that sucks.
At the end of the day, the real lesson that we get here is that women are just very catty, very mean to each other. They're very bad to each other.
And I didn't reveal the gender of the people we were talking about. But I'm learning a lot from the Blake Lively and Justin. I was talking to Whitney. Whitney actually said the best thing to me, which is totally how I feel too. She's like, I'm so like enthralled. I'm like just watching all of this stuff. And she goes, but then I'm thinking, what does it say about me that I'm so like, it's true. That's how I was started to self-reflect. I'm like, why am I so obsessed with this?
Yeah, but I've been like that since I've been watching reality shows since I was 10 years old. Like, that's just the stuff that I'm into. I'm into like peering into people's lives and seeing people do things and seeing people make mistakes and then pointing it out and laughing and going, ha, ha, ha. But that doesn't mean that I like hate them. It doesn't mean that I actually love those people. We watch reality TV and we are just cracking up, joking about all these people, and we're friends with a lot of them. You know what I mean? And it's just like that's just
something
what
happened
that we've
in
done.
Comedy and
in society.
But
I feel like.
my theory is that back in the day there wasn't really social media, right? So we would with each other. And it was like we have an agreement that we're comedians and we're friends and we love each other. And the reason we're making fun of each other is because it's funny and it's like keeping us on our toes. And it was just like sharp. We were just all being so sharp.
Right.
But then when the internet came in and then the internet started doing that. And I saw that a lot with the Opie and Anthony fans. Like they would say the meanest shit, but then I would always give them like a pass because I'm like, oh, they're just trying to be one of the guys. They're just trying to be one of us.
Right.
This is what we do to each other. And then so because you just get oversaturated with being called like fat or ugly or unfunny or like whatever the things are people are coming for different people for, now you are kind of like, why the fuck did you say that?
Right.
And they're like, no. I'm the one that is joking and saying this to you because I love you.
Right.
But
it's also not just in comedy. It's in just like in life where if you have like these Republican friends and you make any joke about like Donald Trump or anything, people hate you for it. People are like, oh, you're just an idiot. You're just this, you're just that. You don't understand, blah, blah, blah. And it's same, I guess, with the other side. I don't see it as much with the other side, but.
Well, the other side is a nightmare. No. The other side is a nightmare.
Yeah. There's
I had liberal comics that have never met me before checking in through my friend to make sure they know who I voted for. I'm like, wait, what? If I'm good, is she one of the good ones? What are you talking about?
I know it's
and people get mad. Like I've had some people in the comments being like, "Oh, is Annie going Republican?" It's like I'm going nothing. Is what I'm going.
She's going the L word.
I'm just going like, guys. I'm figuring it the fuck out. This is a different landscape. We have no clue what's happening. Shit is wild right now. I don't know if it's good or bad. I'm scared. I know I have fear, but I'm
scared.
Someone was mad about me saying that when we were talking about the Elon thing. I was like, I thought he was hiling. Todd said he wasn't. I'm like, I don't know what this autistic man's thinking. I can't say what he was doing.
And also, at first, I was like, oh, I don't think he hiled. And then I watched a few YouTube videos. Now I 100% think it's hil. Sometimes your opinions change about things.
I'm evolving. I'm thinking about things. It's like, I'm really just supposed to be telling jokes, but we do podcasting. So it's like, I can't just write an hour of comedy for you every week. So now we're just talking about things and you're learning about my personality and stuff. I'm open to people. I love all people. Like I love talking. I'm a people person. I'm not someone that needs to like hide inside. I get my fuel from talking to people. I love meeting people. I love hearing their stories. I know I interrupt a lot, but you got to understand, I am actually listening to every fucking word people are saying. And I will tell you immediately when I'm not listening. And I'm listening too much. I'm listening too much to what people think.
She's reading every comment you've ever seen.
I mean, sometimes I don't read them. It's like depends. And I'm not reading it in an unhealthy way anymore.
Yeah.
I think on our channel, it's good to read because I want to hear what people are saying. And I mean, our like loyal listeners, I couldn't love you guys more. I mean, this is like incredible.
Yeah.
It's so cool that you guys tune into this every week. It's amazing. And I would love for there to be more of you. But I'm like so grateful for this. This is like, my life is incredible, you know, and I'm glad that I have like enough time and space to really enjoy it now. And that I'm able to do these things like what I'm going to do, where I'm just more focusing on just like, how does like my inner being feel? Like, how does the light inside me feel?
Yeah.
How does like the thing that like motivates me and makes me feel things, like how does that actually, what does that think? What does that little light being inside me think?
Yeah.
And it's hard because I'm so conditioned to like, oh, do these people like me? Because it goes back to like my parents. Like, does my mom even like me? Like, it's like that, you know?
She was raised by a woman that was hardly impressed.
But now she's so nice. It all came around. Your parents are so amazing.
Do you know what is like undeniable proof for you that like you can just have that you don't? There's no fear about what the future holds or what could. You have nothing to be afraid of because all these things that you're agonizing over are like that you've dealt with all this time. What they all show you is that you've kind of been actually out here alone this entire time. And like, look where you So look at everything and go, it's all just been me. There's not a relationship you could ruin or a leader of the group that you could piss off or a name that you could slander right now that you couldn't then just say you're at a Funny Bone next weekend and it's not going to sell out. It's like you are your own thing and you've been alone, just you the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what
stand-up,
nobody could
you
fuck
mean?
it up on your behalf. Your whole comedy career and public persona.
Yeah.
It's been you and nobody could take it from you now.
Yeah. I guess I think I'm attached to a couple things. There's a meme that's attached to me that's my biggest credit. But also it's like I don't want to, and I also like don't want to be mad at myself for like decisions I made and things I did, because I did like there are times in my like past situations where I like popped off or like something, like I lost my temper or something. And I will tell you how immediate I realized that I was wrong and how quick I will apologize. And I'm proud that I learned that, because I wasn't learned to like wasn't taught to emotionally regulate when I was a kid. I'm just so like, I'm really proud of myself that I've learned tools and stuff, and that and that I'm not someone here just talking shit on people, because I don't feel that way. I feel like people are entitled to have their experience, and it sucks, that we don't align on those things, but I really want everyone to like prosper and feel happy.
We just want to be able to like, talk shit, and it's just like
I want to laugh and have fun, and I wish that we lived in a world where there was the grace of people not assuming you viscerally mean and want to hurt people when you're joking about them.
Right. Well, and that's why I think so
But
many.
I also watch things where people are eviscerating and very mean to people too, and I enjoy it. So maybe I'm.
And I feel like that's why people comedians gravitate to doing like political stuff, because it's like shit talking without having to talk about anyone in like Hollywood.
Now all of our friends are friends with them.
But now all of our friends
are friends with Donald Trump.
Friends with politicians. So now we can't even talk shit about politicians because that's just an attack on them.
I can talk shit on Kamala, but Lizzie might get mad at me.
Don't talk shit on Kamala, because Kanye will get mad, because you see what he tweeted?
That he used to want to bang her.
He said, I used to want to blank her, but he doesn't blank losers. He wrote losers.
I got to tell you, speaking of losers, his woman showing up naked. Here's what I have to say. Everyone's like, Kanye came to the Grammys and his wife was naked. His wife was naked. She wasn't naked. She wasn't naked. There's so much. All of her clothes are on the inside of her body. Okay? She's got 2 bags here. She's got a big fake ass and stuff. I just feel like supportive of what people want to do to their bodies, but that's not naked. She'll never be able to be naked again.
That's not naked in my eyes.
That's not naked in my eyes. If you got implants, you're fully clothed.
You want to know what naked in my eyes is? Move your hair. That's naked in my eyes.
My tiny tinies. My tiny two teenies. It's so weird if I got a boob job. It'd just be so weird to just have something on. I'm telling you, it's like you have something on. And I have so many friends with boob jobs. I love boob jobs. I am not talking trash on boob jobs, but I expect you to show them to me and let me touch them. I don't treat them like real boobs.
Well, here's a dilemma from what we were just talking about to what we want to get into now, right? So right now we wanted to do a whole segment about the Grammys and how people were dressed on the Grammys and their fashion.
Well, we'll just tell jokes.
It's like, is that shit talking now to be like, oh, why would you wear that dress? Are people going to be like upset? Are people going to cry like a little baby?
But what people are you talking about?
That we're making fun of.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a couple
people
on there we know.
Is Jaden Smith gonna cry because I said you look like?
Look, I'll tell you something. Nikki Glaser went there, and I love her. And if she was dressed like shit, I wouldn't tell people. She did dress good though. But I'm like, I probably would. I would skip her because she's my friend. I will be honest.
Right.
Because she is my friend.
I
But
know,
I also
but how
know her,
deep?
so if she was dressed shitty, I'd be like,
yeah.
she thought that.
But this is what I'm
shitty.
talking about, because like this is like the self censor thing. It's like, how deep does that go though? Because then you'll see another
You know what?
person.
Maybe I would do. I would call her. I would, if I was going to do it, I would call her and I would make the joke to her.
But so what if we're about to make fun of Jaden Smith and then we go, oh wait, but Jaden Smith's attached to this person who's attached to this, but what if Jaden Smith?
Oh, I know what you're going to do.
something-
Okay, wait. Okay. I know how we can get there. Jaden Smith is the son of Will Smith, who
Right.
slapped Chris
Friend
Rock.
of.
Chris Rock is
Friend
friends
of.
with
I was gonna say a lot
Neil
of these
Brennan.
Neil
Neil
Brennan.
Brennan is a colleague of mine. I wouldn't call him a friend.
Chris Rock,
I've
friend
tried.
of Rick Ingram.
Friend of Rick Ingram. Rick Ingram's a friend.
And now is that going to like negatively impact Rick Ingram's career if we make fun of Jaden Smith? Oh,
It's
you
just
missed
what
it.
are your like, you have to look at like, you have to assess what are your main goals? Like I have friends that all they want is money. And I'm like, because I know that's their main goal,
They're Jew.
I allow them. I
You
go,
allow-
I allow
you
it
allow.
all.
They're Jew.
I go, whatever you want to do, whoever you want to interview, whatever you want to do, because money is what you want. And I know that's what you want. That's good.
So fat trimmed here is the thing that if you want to make fun of somebody on the podcast, you just have to go. You have to do your best to get a hold of them first and make sure that.
We have to get Jaden Smith's
It'll usually
number.
start with like calling
Right.
Tim Dillon and going, "I need you to get a hold of Jaden Smith. See if I can
Right,
make this
right,
joke."
right,
If
right.
Tim Dillon has Jaden
I don't know
Smith,
why
that's
you
a
think-
scandal.
No, but he's got somebody's
If
number.
he had it, that's a scandal.
Tim's got someone's number who's got Jaden Smith's number
He
for
does.
sure.
I definitely have some people's numbers that definitely have.
Yeah, you're my 1 degree of separation to
Yeah,
everything.
I definitely have some numbers. It is crazy. Like people are standing up more. There's more like upset. You're like, I had such a good time in Greensboro though. The audiences were so cool. It was so awesome. It was just so like.
And we're
'Cause there
going
were
to
a lot of
Kentucky,
people- No, we're going to
Kansas,
Nebraska.
Nebraska. They guys, sorry, they get mixed up in my brain all the
third time's
time.
a charm. It's gonna be fun for Valentine's Day.
Oh,
But yeah, there were just different people. There was like this black woman that was sitting on the edge of the table, like right near the stage, and she kept fact checking stuff. Like I was doing a joke about how on Juneteenth, like everything closed except my spray tan place, and she was like, "I was in LA during Juneteenth; it didn't close." I was like, "Shut the fuck up!" But I loved her. We were like friends by the end of it. It was so
Yeah.
fun.
there's a video.
We were
of,
vibing so much, and there was just that's what's fun. It's like I want to cultivate a hang at my shows, and so it's like when you guys show up, I'm so grateful. It's so fun, and I love the meet and greet afterwards. It's just like I want it to be like a party, you know. I don't want it to be like this is right and this is wrong. And I do understand that comics have pushed culture. And look, there's things Dave Chappelle has said that have like completely like one line, and Louis, where they have like one line for like all these people, one line that like it's like the Zach Bryan songs where you're like, there's a line in one Zach Bryan song that everyone goes, oh, you know, like they relate to it so much. And that's like so.
wasn't nominated for 1 Grammy. Just saying. crime.
Maybe he's still dusting off the old drama.
No, it's
from the-
because Beyonce won because she went, it ain't Texas. This ain't Hold'em. Hold on, pass me that auto blow, the big one.
the
Oh,
auto
use
blow
this.
tube.
All right, cut to me.
This is the auto blow tube.
This ain't Texas. This ain't Hold'em. Ooh, it makes a weird reverb sound.
Suction, because your wiener's supposed to be
It
there.
ain't Texas. It ain't Hold'em. And we going down, 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 down. I'm Beyonce. And I'm beyond gay. And I'm going down, 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 down.
Well, you remember last Grammys. Jay-Z went up and just was like, you never give Beyonce what she deserves. And then they were just like, okay.
Also, I thought we were
Done with the-
kind of done with Jay-Z for a little bit.
I know.
I thought we were done with Jay-Z.
They're like,
for a little bit.
finally, Beyonce's being rewarded. It's like, guys, Beyonce's about to be single. I want to hear Beyonce's new single, I'm Single.
I'm the single lady. I'm the single
I'm the
lady.
single lady.
I'm the single lady.
I'm of age, but the others weren't. I'm of age, but the other weren't. Yeah, it's pretty.
I did meet Jay-Z and Beyonce in Philadelphia once. They're very sweet. I met Beyonce's whole family.
Was Blue Ivy born?
Yes.
Was she breastfeeding?
No, she was dancing in the restaurant.
Did he go, I know you got
She
a
was
baby on
dancing-
your boob?
No.
That's a Justin Baldini. If you
That's
guys know what's going on.
Baldini. No, she was dancing in the restaurant, and Jay-Z was going, now whip, now let me nay nay. And his little Blue Ivy was dancing. It was
that's
very
so
adorable.
cute.
And Beyonce's whole family, and they're very
Are you sure
sweet
that was
family.
Blue Ivy and not one of his girlfriends?
Oh, this ain't Texas. This ain't hold up.
But like, do you see how I had to get out all this emotional stuff and now we can start joking? It's like, that is what I'm like,
That's what
I'm
we
not even
want.
getting to that place yet because I feel like I'm like hiding or harboring or something. And this is my fault. Nobody's telling me I can't say stuff. It's me.
But I did want to say one thing. Because I did learn from our health, chief of health, or chief of god of health.
Friend of our friends.
Friend of a friend.
A dear friend of our dear friends. So we're not making fun of him.
Family of a friend and
We're
friend
not
of a
making
friend.
fun of him. We're not.
Not making fun of him.
We would
But
never.
he, he's putting a ban, or he's trying to put it. I don't know what the hell he's going to do. Honestly, I don't know what all these people do. I don't know if they're able to put bans or anything, but he brought to light that the red 40 dye is very, very bad for you.
Okay, I want to tell you guys how many times I've heard Todd screaming from the bathroom, bidet on, squatty potty afoot, going,
It's
red,
red.
it's red, it's red, because
It's
he had
red, it's
flaming
red.
hot Cheetos. So go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, yes.
Thai food does that.
So,
Thai food's not supposed to do that. That's blood.
That's blood.
That's blood.
yes, that's I used to
Yes.
I used to eat sunflower seeds and chew the shells, and the little shrapnel from the shells would go down into my rungus, and it would cut it open. I'd bleed in the toilet,
And then he would put it in a cup, and then I would accidentally drink
and
it.
she'd drink it. She thought it was a red 40 dye. But if you want to if you want to cut to the wide, Mike, and so I found this guy. I found this guy online, and he's taken the red 40 to the whole new level. And tell me what you think about this guy, Annie.
Wet 40 Vital Wash. Let's make a wet 40 icy. Oh,
Wed.
yeah.
Red 40.
Add Mountain Dew Code Red into the cup.
Hell yeah.
Add Strawberry Fanta into the cup.
Strawberry.
Add Cranberry Ginger Ale into the cup. Add 7-Up Showing Temple into the cup. Add Showing 7-Up into the cup. Add the ice into the blender.
Strawberry.
Fill up to the top. Add the wet 40 drink into the blender.
Oh, nothing's better than a baby voice. An adult baby voice is
Now we
really
blend this
everything.
up. Add the wet 40 iced tea into the cup. Whoa.
I wonder if he's lost his virginity.
Bobby from Barbados.
Love
It is bussin'.
I wonder if he's ever had a Gulfland.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think about that? Now, is this someone we can make fun of? Is this someone we can shit talk? I don't think we have any degrees with this guy.
I love the special population.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's in it. And I'll be honest, I don't want to make fun of him because I'm not sure. And that's not because I feel censored. That's because that's in my heart.
She's self-censoring. Anyway, guys, it was a beautiful episode. Hopefully you
I
guys
feel
learned
good.
something.
I feel good.
Do you feel more released?
I do feel more released. I want to surrender to things and I want to grow and
I know we want to.
I want to accept
censor
responsibility
less.
for my part in things, and I want to also say I escaped a sitch, and I feel good about it, and I'm happy for everyone involved. Everything seems better.
Yes, and the joke that Annie wanted me to say was
Oh yeah,
that Jaden Smith looked like Kevin Hart smashed a dollhouse over his head like he did to his son because he thought he was gay.
I know. I'm like, is this Jaden being like? It's like, is Jaden being like, I'm gay? Like, look at this dollhouse that was smashed over my head
By Kevin Hart.
by Kevin Hart.
Because he smashed it over his son's head because he was playing with dolls. Or he said that is what he
but
would
Jaden,
do.
is
I
Jaden
don't
Smith
want to.
is bi at least.
Yeah, he used to hook up with Ty, the creator.
You know what your mom said to me? Actually, I want to say this. I was just thinking about it before I forget. She said to me, because sometimes I get mad at her. It's so hard. I know it sounds crazy to yell at your mother-in-law. I couldn't love this woman more. I mean, I love her so much. I love her. Like, as far as women goes, it's my mom and Todd's mom. Well, and my sister-in-laws and my nieces.
Oh, more than
and even my past colleagues. But I love her so much, but she is like her love language is annoying people. And I actually got to the bottom of it because it's like she just grinds you down until you yell at her. And you feel horrible because I'm like, I haven't yelled at my mom. I made a decision like 5 years ago where I'm like, I'm not yelling at my mommy anymore. Like, I'm not going to yell at her. But I have harbored more resentment since I stopped yelling at her. And then Vanessa kind of
It's impossible to not yell at my mom.
She
it's
wants
a challenge.
to. She won't stop until you yell. She likes. She kind of like laughs when you yell at her too. She likes it. But so we all yell at her, and she goes, "I like when you yell at." We were stayed up late. Like Todd's mom will stay up all night when she has work in the morning when we're leaving the next day. Oh. So anyway, so we're like staying up, we're like chatting while Todd's trying to watch TV. We're just talking the whole time. She's going, "Why they do that? Did they die? Do they die? They die?
Is he vampire now?
They're vampire?" But she said that she likes when her daughter-in-laws yell at her because it shows that they love her and they are expressing themselves and that they're getting, she's like, I want you guys to like get out how you feel and know that I still love you no matter what. And it was so sweet. I'm going to cry.
And she likes when...
And she likes to poke and make the kids yell.
She likes when the kids yell at her, the babies yell at her, because she says that's a sign of intelligence.
That they're smart and they're standing up for themselves.
They're smart enough to know that they're being so annoyed that they have to scream and go, stop! Stop! Enough!
And she said her dad always did that too.
Yeah.
That was why he did it.
Her life archetype is like lightning rod.
Yeah.
That's what it is?
Like that's like who it's like, you know, if you're in like a gang of like, this is, you know, the brute force and this is the brains, like she's like I'll soak everything up that y'all need to get out, and that's as healthy for the group as could be.
Sounds
and I
more
will
like a
say,
punching
in
bag.
what we were talking about before,
Yeah, punching bag works.
because I never got a chance to voice how I felt, because somehow when we were talking about our grievances with each other, whenever I had them, the time was up. But I just had to sit with my I could never have a meeting or ever talk to anyone or ever express. And it's like, that's something like going forward will be carved and written into everything I do, that there's like bi-weekly meetings where we all touch base on how everyone's feeling and stuff, because I'm just not interested in conflict that's not resolved ever again. I think it's like healthy to hear other people's points of view and what they see.
I know. And
find out what you're doing that's fucking pissing them off.
Yeah, that's another like just mismatch, because, you know, we come from just very confrontational families, very confrontational lifestyles where if something's mad, you voice it and you work it out and you work on it. And some people just aren't.
And when
like
that's
that.
like blocked,
some people feel like attacked when you want to.
Yeah, it like attacks like whatever thought that they have, right? So you can't say anything. And I would just kind of get quiet. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I was just like had things said to me. I'm like, oh, and which seems surprising. It surprises me too that I'm like, oh, I like don't have balls in this situation for some reason, because I'm just so caught off guard by this strong of emotions towards me that are completely not the flow I'm going with. I'm literally just answering a question and speaking the way I think, my plan on how I think all of us can do better and make more money and be happier. But hard to explain.
But guys, write in the comments.
But anyway, all of these type of things, I'm way more comfortable with, like, if those people wanted to like talk to me on camera or off camera, of course, or off camera. I don't want to like say, you know what I mean? Like, I would rather but here's the other thing. Other people don't want that. They don't want to like have that like, and that's so understandable.
And some people would rather
it's actually so understandable. I completely respect that point of view of like not wanting to have, but I'm kind of like how Bobby always wants to like hash out something. I like that.
Of course, yeah.
I think it's like, and even if it hurts, like even if I have to like look at myself and go, oh God, I did do that, or like I was so like not right in that situation or whatever, like even if that like hurts, to feel, I want to do it like in front of people because I like to share. I don't know. I think that's like so helpful to see that. But that's just my interpretation of it. And my goal is to like connect and cultivate this sort of like cool hang and stuff. Those are my intentions. Other people's intentions are to do things that where their image really matters. Like it actually truly matters. That's why another reason I would never like say anything.
Right.
But I don't have anything on people that would hurt them either. Nothing's that bad.
I do.
I don't.
Oh, I do.
But I
always
want to respect
watching.
like that people are just different types of people.
Yeah.
But I'm like, there's a couple people we've been wanting to have on. We've been thinking about having on that it's like so out of my comfort zone.
That I think we have to do it.
But it feels so like good to even think about it. Like to be able to kind of talk something out like that.
So guys, get ready for some
I think we're gonna
good
start
episodes.
maybe inviting some people on and seeing if we can get to some common grounds and stuff.
All right, guys, we're gonna go watch the new
Anniewood.
Beast games. So
We're gonna watch new Beast games, and I'm gonna reward myself with some spinning.
Oh, and reward yourself with ice cream. It's Ice Cream Friday.
I have mochi.
Oh,
I got green tea mochi.
Ew,
From Target.
it's disgusting.
From Trader Joe's. All right, guys, we love you. Live long and prosper. Love to everyone. Thanks for being here, guys.
Anyone's gonna save the world, yeah. When everything's burning, their voices keep returning, bringing us together, making it all better. Anyone's a calling, catch us when we're falling. Turn the volume high, questions soaring to the sky. Anyone's the way, brighter every day. And when you feel alone, hope is being shown in every single word. Our stories will be heard. We're breaking down the walls, yeah, show 'em what they want. Laugh until we fall, we're speaking for us all. And it's undeniable, this force is reliable. Anyone's gonna save the world, yeah. When everything's burning, their voices keep returning, bringing us together, making it all better. Anyone's the calling, catch us when we're falling. With every beat, every word, a revolution's heard from the world's every corner. We're getting stronger. Anyone's gonna save the world, yeah. When everything's burning, their voices keep returning, bringing us together, making it all better. Anyone's a calling, catch us when we're falling.
Oh, Randy, how did you feel about today's episode? Was it good? Did you like it? Did you like it outside? Did you like it like a puppuccino? Puppuccino? Did you like a puppuccino? Did you like a puppuccino?